Hello, my name is Boris. I work in the French TSO, Transmission System Operator, which is RTE, as a project manager. Today, I'm going to show you what is OperatorFabric, the smart assistant for utility system operators. First, I'll try from a theoretical point of view to answer those questions. What is OperatorFabric about? What does it look like? How does it work from a software architecture point of view, and what is the technology stack? Why should you use it and join the open source community? And then Hanae will show you a real use cases demonstration. What is OpFab about? You can read OpFab and hear OpFab because we use the short name of OperatorFabric, and if you use it a lot, you can call it OF. The purpose of OpFab is to provide the right information to the right person at the right time. As I told you, it's very theoretical, but you see it makes a lot of sense. By the way, we reduce the number of operators screen. As you can see on this picture, you have the control room with a lot of screens facing the operator, and then we have less screen, and a key screen is the OperatorFabric screen. The goals for a utility system, whatever is the business, either water, gas, or electricity, is to improve the coordination between actors of different trades in a company. Inside a same trade, it's easy to coordinate operators, but among different trades, it's a real challenge, and OperatorFabric is a great tool for that. It offers the centralization of all the information for a business process. And thanks to that, you can capitalize on decision. You can analyze what happened, when, why. If you try to do it with a classical control room, with phone calls, it's hard to capitalize on decisions. It's a cyber-secured tool because it assets each year the code and the architecture. And it offers, of course, transparency, interoperability, etc., etc. What does it look like? On the left, this is the main feature, the card feed. You have notification in OperatorFabric represented by cards. One card is one notification for an operator, and one card represents a state of a process at the time you are watching it. So we have four colors. First red, then orange, blue, and green. It's a severity level. Red level means you as an operator, we need you to take decision or make an action. Orange, you have to know what happened on this process. Blue, it's an information about the process. And green, it's an information that you are waiting for on a process. It's okay, but you need to know that this is okay. On the right side of the screen, in this pane, you see when you click on a card, the detail of a card. You can, of course, just read the message or interact with this message. And then the last part is the timeline. Here is the real-time view, RT, as you can see here, and you have bubbles, which are the time viewing of the card notification. You can click on that and go to the cards, of course. And you have a day view, 7-day view, which is the business week, and you have the week, the month, and year, if you want. From a software architecture perspective, OperatorFabric is very simple. Why? Because OperatorFabric is able to send a card by itself. We call it free messages. But the goal of OperatorFabric is to receive notification through REST APIs. So it's very low cost to bring OperatorFabric in your IT system because your application are maybe already ready to send notification through REST APIs. So you can bring into your control room really easily, and that's what we did. The technology stack is at this state of art. It's a web application, so it's Java and Spring development, and there is a full CI/CD solution. So you can find everything on the code on our GitHub, and on the website, the Git pages site, you can find everything about the community. This community is very dynamic and very professional. The license of the software is Mozilla Public License version 2, and we really would like you to jump in. So take it with you and go back to us. Hanae, your turn. You can go live for the demo.
So thanks, Boris, for this great, interesting introduction of the main concepts of OperatorFabric. I'm Hanae Safi, the current product owner of OperatorFabric, and I'm really thrilled today to make this demo. So first, before starting, I just would like to make a short disclaimer. So the two use cases that I'm about to show you today are highly inspired from real ones, but we've made some modification to make it simple for those who are novice in the energy field and also for confidentiality matters. So the first example that I want to show you today is about IGCC, which stands for International Grid Control Corporation. I will start first by giving some background information about the IGCC. So each transmission system operator like RTE has the responsibility to keep the voltage and frequency at a certain level and ensure that the equilibrium between the consumption and the production is met. So when there is an imbalance between production and consumption, frequency and voltage change in the grid, and if nothing is done, it can lead at some point to a blackout. So to avoid this kind of situations, TSO have established several mechanisms, and among them there is what we call the automatic frequency restoration process, which aim is to restore the frequency to 50 Hz. So long story short, this mechanism consists in injecting or withdrawing electrical power in the grid to restore the frequency level. This mechanism has been streamlined to be performed at the European grid level to ensure more cooperation between TSOs and is now known under the name of IGCC. So every country computes the power they can provide to the grid if there is a need to restore the frequency. The IGCC energy quantity is computed several times a day and takes into account the events that occur in the grid system. So in my example, I will show you a screen of an operator who will receive information about the IGCC level throughout the day. So now I'm logging in the main page of OperatorFabric, and I will simulate an API call from a third app informing about the IGCC level. So as you have seen, my user have just received a new card about the IGCC saying there is we have to lower the level. We can't provide more 300 megawatts. And let's say that during the day there is a contingency or a critical situation and we can no longer participate to this mechanism. So this card will be updated, and as you have seen, the card moved from orange to red to warn the operator that there is an issue and the quantity now is equal to 0. So let's say at the final step that we've made that the situation has changed and is now back to normal. So the IGCC level is recomputed again to take into account the new situation, and card will now be updated and it will turn to green to say that, well, everything is good, we can participate, can go back to the normal level, and we can participate to restore the frequency level if needed. So as you can see, a card can be updated to inform about new situations. And what I want you also to notice is that in the same screen, and that is really the power of OperatorFabric, is that we can receive data and updates from several apps, such as in this example, I'm receiving information about IGCC, but at the same time, I can receive information about network contingencies, planned outages, the electricity forecast conception. And now I suggest to move to the second one. Throughout this example, what I want to show you is how we can use OperatorFabric, facilitate and to make easy the coordination between different entities. It's a pretty basic example. It's not linked 100% to the electrical field. It's made on purpose to show you that we can use OperatorFabric in different contexts. So let's move to OperatorFabric. Now I will log in with another user who is from an IT supervision center. Let's say he has noticed an issue in the network and he wants to notify different control rooms about this issue. This time I won't simulate a third app, but I will do it manually by creating a card directly from OperatorFabric. So in case, for instance, of emergency or typical situation, we can use the card creation feature. So let's say this is a critical issue, so it will be an alarm, and let's say it's a network slowdown investigation. Let's say that it has an impact on app A, app B, or service A, service B, whatever. And I will send this card to the control room 1 and control room 2 because I think that they are the ones who are involved and impacted by this issue. So I will send the card. See that the card has been created, and now I will log out and log in as operator 1 who belongs to the control room 1, and I will see the card coming. Yes, I can respond to this card to give maybe further information and to respond, to answer the IT supervisor that I have noticed also issues on service C, for instance. I will validate the answer. As you can see, we can the answer is, my answer is displayed, and the name of my control room turns to green to say that I have answered to this card. So what I suggest is to log out and connect as operator 2 who belongs to the control room 2. You see, he has also received this card, and he can see that the control room 1 has already responded to this card. He can give his own point of view of the impact that he has noticed. Let's say he's sharing the same point of view with the control room 1. So I will tick these 3 boxes and validate my answer. So as you might see, control room 2 has turned to green as well, as long as the operator has responded to the card. So, and let's say this card will be updated when the issue will be resolved, and it will turn to green to say, okay, everything is back to normal. So I hope that through this second example, you have seen how we can use OperatorFabric as coordination tools. So that brings us to the end of this demo and the end of this presentation. I hope that it has been very informative. On behalf of OperatorFabric team, RTE and LF Energy, I would like to thank you for your attention. We remain at your disposal. If you have any question or any suggestion, we'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. Thank you very much.